I mean, I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this, and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. You know, he uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
I got one more.
This is a different type of video. This is one of our favorite podcasters, and now he's obviously in office, Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino. We've been watching him for a very long time. We know exactly who he is. He's worked as a Secret Service agent before. He knows where the bodies are buried. We know all of this. But, man, he said something today, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I think we got to pray for this guy because I feel like he right now is going through some things, man. And the things that he is seeing at the FBI or as a whole is something that probably he didn't even expect. And we got to talk about his announcement. We're going to read through the lines because this is somebody that, again, we've watched on this channel. We know him. We know everything about him. But I sometimes think, I'm not going to lie, man, like the things that these people see when they get in there is a lot different from the outside. And I think that that's what he's going through. And I think there's a lot more evil stuff happening behind the scenes that a lot of people just don't understand. So I think that's what we're going to talk about today. Prayers up for Dan Bongino because there's a lot of things that are about to be uncovered. And again, you know, as Christians or as people that want to see our government get better and want to see the stuff that, again, with the Epstein files, or we want to know what's happening. This is a huge announcement for a lot of us. So let's take a listen. So this is the most chilling admission I've ever seen from inside the FBI, says Benny Johnson. Deputy Director Dan Bongino says he'll never be the same. And he is shocked to his core over the discoveries from their investigations into the deep state. It goes much deeper than we ever thought. And we are going to get the answers we all deserve. And I told you guys, all of this is going to take time. Right now, the liberals think they have it. They think they got the Trump administration trapped. I told you guys, this thing takes time. And sometimes we can all be impatient as to the things that we want. So this is a video of an honest conversation that I want to have with y'all. And before I continue that honest conversation, let's go here. Let's go to exactly what Dan Bongino has said and the announcement that has pretty much shocked America. Millions of views, over 10 million views in a matter of hours. So here we go. Dan Bongino says, during my tenure here at the Deputy Director of the FBI, I have repeatedly relayed to you that things are happening that might not be immediately visible, but they are happening. The director and I are committed to stamping out public corruption and the political weaponization of both law enforcement and intelligence operations. It is a priority for us, he says, but what I have learned in the course of our properly predicated and necessary investigations in these aforementioned matters has shocked me down to my core. We cannot run a republic like this. I'll never be the same after learning what I've learned. Wow. That gives me chills, man. I'm not going to lie to y'all. That gives me chills because we know who this guy is. And this is what he's telling us, right? He had a show every morning, one of the biggest shows on Rumble. We know he was banned from YouTube for all the 2020 stuff, but he kept it going. He became one of the biggest podcasters, and we know who he is. Like, this is the guy, right? Like, I watched him for a while. Really big inspiration. To hear him talk like this is actually really just gives me the chills. So he says, we are going to conduct these righteous and proper investigations by the book and in accordance with the law. We are going to get all the answers we deserve, all of the answers we all deserve, he says. As with any investigation, I cannot predict where it would land, but I promise you an honest and dignified effort at the truth. Not my truth or your truth, but the truth. God bless America and all of those who defend her. Respectfully, Dan. Again, millions of views on this. And many people, again, just like myself, know We watched him. We watched Dan. We know about his past, where he worked at the Secret Service. We know about the things that he has said. But now that he's in there, he is saying that he will never be the same after learning these. Now, this is not the first time that he has come out and said something like this, right? We remember before he was talking about the things that he has been seeing, and he can't believe it. And working as the deputy director of the FBI along Kash Patel, these guys are learning a lot of stuff that, again, they can't really put out there to the public like they would from the outside. That's why things feel different. I knew that there would be a change in perspective for a lot of people. They were going to be impatient, including myself. And I'm able to admit that because we know the type of game or the type of talk, not the game, because this is not a game, but the type of talk that these guys put out there. Once they got in there, it's just not going to be that. It's one thing for me to talk to you every day from here, but it's another to be responsible and literally represent an administration in a timely manner, especially when you have all these responsibilities of what information can or cannot be put out there due to legal matters, due to judges, due to courts, due to classified or declassified, what you can or cannot classify or declassify information. So to hear Dan Bongino say this, man, I got to say, it leaves me shocked that he himself is coming out and saying that, man, I can't believe I'll never be the same after this. Like, I'm not going to recover after this, which then brings me to the point of Trump. Man, Trump has been the president. How hard must that be? How hard must it be to get into office and want to change all these things that in reality are going to be very hard to do, right? You want to make these promises. You want to do all these things. But when you get there, you realize the ship is already sinking. Imagine trying to get into a sinking ship and notice that, man, it's only a matter of time before the ship sinks. It's only a matter of time. To hear this, man, I got to say, wow, what exactly is happening? Many people are commenting and they're saying, man, what is it? Let's go down here. John Rich says, one thing I know about you, Dan, is that you're going to beat over something. You're damn sure going to make sure it's worth it. Well, we know you'll bring it home in the end. Alex Jones says, do what must be done. Mike Ben says, thank you. We all see you fighting on the inside. I think your stand earlier this month made a difference in this administration with the stance that he took for the Epstein files. He wants to get down to the bottom of it. It looks like it galvanized action, and it went a long way toward making millions of people on the outside feel like they have been heard, because the people on the outside is exactly who Dan Bongino was before coming into the administration. He's been that way for years, the outside. But how easy is it for us on the outside to criticize people on the inside? It very much is. You could say that about both sides, both left wing and right wing, whether the administration is left wing or it's right wing. But we know one thing, the Democrats, when we go down to it, what were they hiding? What did they delete? What did they do during these last 4 to 5 years to act as confident as they're acting when it comes to the Epstein files? They're very confident now. There's a lot going on, right? I don't want to jump from topic to topic. This topic is about Dan Bongino, what he said he saw. Let's keep reading here. Clandestine says, Patriots are with you, Dan. Noise doesn't change the mission at hand. And again, many people are asking this same question. Arrest when? Again, we are not even 1 year in and people are already demanding arrest. I'm demanding arrest. But that's because we're on the outside. So this gave me a little more perspective to be more patient and see what's actually going to happen. You can only judge this administration when it's over. That's when you'll know, right? But arrest from when? That's the number one question. When are the arrests going to be made? And that's the question that we're still trying to figure out. Did Pam Bondi not handle the Epstein files correctly? I will agree she did not. She says there was files on my desk, then there's no files on her desk. Then Trump is showing loyalty to who he picked because that is who represents him. He doesn't want to be a part of the losing team. But then we as Americans, as people who voted for Trump, are saying, well, the whole reason we voted for you is for transparency. So where is the transparency? Here it is. Dan Bongino. He knows what's at stake here. So there is a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about Dan Bongino, what's happening, actually happening. I know that there's a lot of people who are not religious. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. They don't believe in religion as a whole. They don't believe, not so much religion. That's a high word to use. It's more Christ. It's more of, Christianity. But there's people that probably watch this that do or not. But I know that this administration, a lot of people in there are that. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. No matter what side of the aisle you are on, this is a real message from a real person who is inside. When are the arrests going to happen? That's a great question. But as of right now, they're telling us that they're working on it, and we're going to see what happens next. I don't trust anyone in government. I'm not gonna act like that's not been my stance. That's a lot of our stances. But the people that we have watched for years that have been on the outside are now in government, and we got to give them a chance. That's the only way, and that's the only thing we can really do. In 4 years, we'll know whether they fucked up or not. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think down below. See you guys on the next one.